It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're wide awake, feeling your heart palpitating in your chest. Thoughts racing to, when last did I feel my baby moving? Or earlier tonight I felt this odd sensation, which is definitely a serious pregnancy complication. You reach out to your phone to Google serious pregnancy complications. Stop and listen to this video. What you are experiencing is probably not your intuition warning you that something is wrong, but rather just biology. Hi everybody, I'm Inge here from First Mom's Blueprint, midwife, breastfeeding consultant and mental health expert. In this video, I'd like to provide some information regarding how our brains are rewiring during pregnancy to help us become more responsive towards our baby's needs. I meant to identify some common intrusive thoughts that often makes mothers wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to stress about something that's probably not even there, and to test those thoughts with reality. And lastly, with this video, I like to leave you with some effective tools which can help to contain those thoughts at 3 o'clock in the morning. Mothers who wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning are always concerned that this is serious because their bodies are trying to tell them that there's something wrong with their baby. Whereas in reality, it's a small little pea-like structure called the amygdala in the brain that is overprotective during pregnancy and which causes you to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. The amygdala is situated in the middle of the brain and it helps to scan the environment for possible threats. During pregnancy, the brain will start rewiring so that the amygdala becomes more responsive because it needs to protect mother and baby. This overprotection of scanning the environment for possible threats from the amygdala was also very helpful hundreds of years ago when mothers used to birth in the middle of nowhere, where predators were looming. The amygdala becomes more responsive towards threats in the environment, which for instance will support a mother once the baby is born to be more aware of the baby's signals. So for instance, if your baby makes a small noise, you'll go and have a look and see that baby is safe. In the day when the amygdala picks up threats in the environment, it has the frontal cortex, which is situated in the front part of your brain, to support it to identify whether you need to react towards that response or if you can leave it. Our frontal cortex is very important to support with reasoning and judgment. The frontal cortex at night, however, is often busy with other duties, like taking all the information that you imported into your brain during the day and sorting it into different files, whether it needs to go into long-term memory or whether your brain needs to get rid of that information. This then leaves your amygdala free to range, and therefore also at 3 o'clock in the mornings, the amygdala has nothing better to do than to wake you up with these intrusive thoughts and not having your frontal cortex there to say, just ignore that, that's not really important. It can be quite an overwhelming experience. When your amygdala is aroused, it will also trigger a stress response within your body, which releases stress hormones. These stress hormones support the body to prepare itself to deal with a threat that's imminent. For instance, cortisol is one of those hormones which are released during the stress response. When a mother struggles to contain her anxiety or fear, the stress hormones will be released quite often and frequently. The release of cortisol within the mother causes some serious complications. For instance, it can cause a low birth weight baby, or otherwise it can cause a mother to go into premature labor. Cortisol can also cross the placenta and enters the baby's bloodstream. Cortisol in the baby's bloodstream can alter your baby's temperament. When babies are born, they for instance can show signs of being a difficult to please babies. These babies struggle to sleep and sometimes also struggle to breastfeed. I hope that you can understand now that it's important to control your 3 a.m. wakings because it has a long-term effect on you and baby's development. Next, let's move into which thoughts do I need to pay attention to and which thoughts can I just ignore. An important thing is knowing that yes, our body uses intuition to warn us. Intuition is that deep down feeling knowing something is wrong. So there's normally calmness when your intuition is trying to warn you something is wrong. When the amygdala is trying to warn you something is wrong, it normally feels frantic and stressful. Additionally, if you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe thinking, I've not felt my baby moving at all today, that immediately will trigger the stress response. However, if you can tell your brain to stop and really think, when last did I feel my baby moving today? A good practice will be to start paying attention to fetal movement during the day. So paying attention to fetal movement can be, for instance, just during the day, being more aware of when baby's moving. You'll find sometimes that some babies have a pattern of moving maybe early in the mornings and then just before you go to bed. So trying to identify when is your baby moving and when is your baby sleeping. So yes, babies do sleep in the womb. They normally sleep for 45 minutes. And they go through a cycle of rapid eye movement, deep sleep, and then back to rapid eye movement sleep. But they can sometimes also link their sleep patterns, where instead of only sleeping for 45 minutes, they can link it for 2 to 3 hours. So waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and baby's not moving could possibly be that your baby is sleeping. Therefore, try and establish a practice of checking in with your baby on a daily basis and paying attention to baby's movement. The next reality check is, you've probably been for an antenatal visit with your healthcare provider not long ago, and your healthcare provider gave you a clean bill of health. That means they did your vital sciences, they checked your urine, they monitored your baby for growth and heartbeat, and they said everything looks fine. But pregnancy complications are normally picked up during these antenatal visits. Therefore, having a headache and thinking it is a serious complication like preeclampsia would probably not be real. Or having lower back pain and thinking you are in labor. It's good maybe to understand what signs of going into labor looks like. As a healthcare provider, however, it is important to understand that if there is a complication during pregnancy, that you do need to seek help from your healthcare provider. Definitely do a reality check. When last did I go to the healthcare provider and was everything okay? Did my baby move today? Do I wake up every morning with a headache? These pains that I'm experiencing, are there a pattern to them? Do they increase in strength and in time? Any bleeding needs immediate attention. Then you need to rush to the hospital. And lastly, let's move into some effective ways to overcome your intrusive thoughts at 3 o'clock in the morning. The first one is doing a bedtime check-in with baby. When you're ready to go to bed, sit or lay down on your bed, put both of your hands on your baby bump. Calm yourself down. As you're checking in with baby, you can also say to yourself, my baby is protected. I am safe. Baby is safe. My body got this. The next effective skill is doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Next time when you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, tell your brain to stop thinking. Then you move on to your 5 things you can see, even in the dim light. Maybe you can see your bed, your handbag, your nightstand, the lamp on your nightstand, and a glass of water. Then move on to 4 things you can hear. A dog barking, street noises, the engine of your fridge, and the ticking of a clock. Next, move on to 3 things you can feel. Maybe your face, your clothing, and your bed linen. 2 things you can smell, the tissue oil that you apply to your body, and your perfume. And then lastly, 1 thing that you can taste. That normally helps you to distract your mind from these intrusive thoughts. Next, one of my favorites is mindful breathing. For instance, box breathing. This is where you'll breathe in for 4 counts, pause for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, pause for 4 counts. So you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. You pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. You exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to try that with me? In, pause, out, pause, in, out. While you're doing this, I hope you're already feeling the stress leaving your body. And lastly, some good practices like yoga and meditation has been scientifically proven to help reduce stress. Journaling is also an effective way to jot down your intrusive thoughts and identifying patterns, or maybe seeing that these worries actually stem from other problems. Then counseling will definitely be very effective. Well, there you go, Mama. Now understanding why you wake up at 3 o'clock in the mornings. If you also struggle with 3 o'clock wakings, but your concerns are more about how your identity will change once baby is there, or will you be a good enough mother, or how will my lifestyle change when I get a baby, then I want you to watch this video. With 3 o'clock wakings and all, I hope you enjoy this journey. If you know other mothers who's possibly awake right now, fighting off intrusive thoughts, please share this with them too. Please share in the comments below which intrusive thoughts keep you awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for watching this here at First Mom's Blueprint, and good luck on your journey.